Life is full of unexpected challenges. One moment, everything is peaceful, and the next, you're faced with difficulties, stressful situations, and emotional pain. How do you react when things don't go your way? Do you panic? Do you get angry? Do you allow stress to control your life? Or do you stay calm, composed, and at peace? A strong mind is not one that never faces problems. A strong mind is one that remains calm no matter what happens. This ability to stay calm in every situation is what separates those who live with peace from those who live in constant worry. But the question is, how can you train your mind to be this strong? How can you build the inner peace that nothing in this world can shake? Islam gives us the perfect guidance on how to remain calm and collected in every situation. Allah has given us the tools to overcome stress, control our emotions, and trust His plan. But sadly, many people live in fear, anxiety, and frustration because they have not trained their minds to think in the right way. They allow their emotions to control them. They let small problems destroy their peace. They forget that Allah is always in control. But imagine if you could change this. Imagine if you could face any situation in life, good or bad, with a calm heart and a strong mind. Imagine if no insult, no hardship, and no unexpected event could shake your inner peace. Imagine living a life where you trust Allah so much that nothing can disturb your soul. This is the power of training your mind. In this video, we will explore how you can develop this powerful mindset. You will learn how to stay patient, trust Allah, let go of overthinking, control your emotions, and build a heart that remains peaceful no matter what happens. And most importantly, we will look at the Quranic guidance that teaches us how to develop this strength. Stay with me till the end, and by the time you finish watching this, you will have the knowledge and motivation to transform your mind, strengthen your faith, and achieve true inner peace. But before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more inspiring Islamic content. 1. Understand that life is a test. Life is like a journey, full of ups and downs, happiness and sadness, success and failure. Sometimes everything seems to be going well, and suddenly, difficulties arise. At such moments, many people feel lost, frustrated, or hopeless. But as believers, we must understand that life itself is a test from Allah. Nothing happens without a reason. Every challenge, every hardship, and every difficulty is an opportunity for us to grow, to become stronger, and to come closer to Allah. Imagine a student preparing for an important exam. He studies hard, faces difficulties, and sometimes even fails. But he does not give up because he knows that the test is necessary to prove his knowledge and move to the next level. Life works the same way. Allah has placed us in this world to test us, to see how we react in different situations, and to determine our place in the hereafter. Every problem we face is a question in this test, and the way we handle it determines our grade. If we lose patience, complain, or become angry, we fail that part of the test. But if we remain calm, trust Allah, and keep moving forward, we pass with flying colors. One of the most important things to remember in difficult times is that Allah never burdens a soul beyond what it can bear. No matter how big your problem seems, always remind yourself that Allah knows you are strong enough to handle it. He would never give you a difficulty that is beyond your capability. Difficulties are not punishments, they are lessons. Sometimes Allah allows hardships in our lives because He wants to teach us something valuable. Maybe He wants to strengthen our faith, purify our hearts, or remove harmful things from our lives. Many times, we realize later that what seemed like a disaster was actually a blessing in disguise. That job you lost, that relationship that ended, or that failure you faced, all of them might have been Allah's way of redirecting you towards something better. Trust in His wisdom, even when you do not understand His plan. The most successful people in the world are not those who never faced problems, but those who never gave up. 2. Be patient and trust Allah. At times, we lose things we love, experience heartbreak, or struggle with difficulties that seem unbearable. In such moments, our first instinct might be to complain, to question, or to feel hopeless. But Islam teaches us a powerful way to navigate through these storms: patience and trust in Allah. These two qualities are not just about enduring hardships, they are about finding peace, strength, and clarity even in the midst of chaos. Patience is not about suppressing emotions or pretending that pain does not exist. It is about controlling how we react to pain. When something difficult happens, we have two choices. Either we allow it to break us, or we use it to strengthen our faith. A patient person does not panic, does not despair, and does not lose hope. Instead, they remain calm, knowing that Allah is watching, Allah is listening, and Allah has a plan. No matter how impossible the situation looks, patience allows us to believe that relief is on the way. One of the most beautiful things about patience is that it brings Allah's help. When you remain patient, you are not suffering alone. Allah is with you. He sees your tears, hears your silent prayers, and knows every difficulty you are going through. The more patient you are, the more you attract Allah's mercy and blessings. He never abandons those who put their trust in Him. Even when things seem unfair, even when you do not understand why something is happening, patience ensures that you remain connected to Allah and His wisdom. Trusting Allah means believing in His plan even when you cannot see the full picture. Sometimes, life takes unexpected turns, and we feel confused, wondering why things are happening a certain way. But just like a child may not understand why their parents stop them from touching fire, we may not always understand why Allah puts certain obstacles in our path. However, Allah knows what we do not know. He sees the dangers we cannot see. He protects us from unseen harm, and He arranges our life in the best possible way. The key to inner peace is to surrender to His wisdom. Every hardship has a purpose. Sometimes Allah delays what we want because He is preparing something better for us. Sometimes, what we see as a problem is actually a blessing in disguise. When we remain patient, we allow Allah's plan to unfold in the most beautiful way. This does not mean we do nothing. We take action, we pray, we work hard, but we leave the results to Allah. Instead of worrying, we place our full trust in Him, knowing that He is the best planner. Allah says in the Quran, "O you who believe, seek help through patience and prayer." Surely Allah is with those who are patient. If you are patient, Allah is with you. What more do you need? No pain lasts forever, no storm remains forever, and no sadness is permanent. Everything will pass. And when you endure it with patience, you will emerge stronger, wiser, and closer to Allah. 3. Remember that everything happens by Allah's will. There are moments in life when we feel powerless. No matter how much we plan, things do not go as expected. We work hard for something, but we do not achieve it. We try to hold on to people, but they leave. We make efforts to change our situation, but nothing seems to work. At such times, frustration and disappointment can take over our hearts. But as Muslims, we must train our minds to be calm by remembering one important truth. Everything happens by the will of Allah. Nothing in this universe happens by accident. Not a single leaf falls from a tree without Allah's knowledge. Our success, our failures, our happiness, and our struggles, everything is part of Allah's divine plan. When we truly understand this, we stop stressing over things that are beyond our control. We stop worrying about the past and fearing the future because we know that whatever happens is exactly what Allah has decreed for us. Sometimes we make plans, but they do not succeed. We dream of something, but it never happens. This can be painful, but we must remind ourselves that Allah knows what is best for us. We only see a small part of the picture, but Allah sees the full picture. We may want something so badly, thinking it is good for us, but Allah, in His infinite wisdom, may be protecting us from harm. Perhaps that job you did not get would have led to stress and unhappiness. Perhaps that relationship that ended would have brought more pain in the future. Perhaps that business that failed was saving you from a bigger loss. When you believe that Allah's plan is always better than yours, your heart will find peace. Imagine a traveler on a journey. He prepares well, chooses the best route, and drives carefully. But suddenly, the road is blocked. He has two choices. He can get angry and frustrated, or he can accept that Allah has closed this road for a reason and look for another way. In the same way, when something does not go as planned in our lives, we must accept it with peace, knowing that Allah is guiding us toward something better. Allah reminds us in the Quran, "Say, nothing can ever reach us except what Allah has destined for us. He is our master, and in Allah alone the believers must place their trust. No one can harm us, no one can take away what is meant for us, and no one can change our destiny except Allah." When we truly believe this, we stop fearing people, stop worrying about the future, and stop stressing over things that are beyond our control. 4. Pray and seek help from Allah. When life becomes difficult, when your heart feels heavy, and when you don't know what to do, turn to Allah. There is no problem too big for Him, no pain too deep that He cannot heal, and no situation too hopeless that He cannot change. The key to remaining calm in every situation is to remember that Allah is always near, and He listens to every call. No matter what you are going through, prayer and supplication will bring peace to your heart. Many people, when faced with difficulties, run to others for help. They share their problems with friends, family, or even strangers. But the truth is, no human being can solve your problems the way Allah can. People may listen, but they cannot truly understand. They may sympathize, but they cannot change your destiny. Allah, on the other hand, knows every detail of your life, your struggles, your silent tears, and the pain you keep hidden in your heart. When you pray and seek help from Him, you are asking the one who has complete control over everything. Salah is the greatest source of peace. It is not just a ritual, it is a direct conversation with your Creator. When you stand in prayer, you are standing before the one who loves you more than anyone else. When you bow, you are submitting to His wisdom. When you place your forehead on the ground in sujood, you are at your closest to Him. At that moment, tell Him everything. Pour your heart out. Complain to Him. Cry to Him and ask Him for guidance. This is why Allah says in the Quran, "Seek help through patience and prayer." It is indeed exacting, but not for those who are humble in their hearts. Whenever we feel overwhelmed, the first thing we should do is pray. However, not everyone finds peace in prayer. Why? Because their heart is not truly connected to it. Prayer is not just about physical movements. It is about focusing your heart and mind on Allah. When you pray with sincerity, with complete trust in Allah, you will feel calm, no matter what situation you are in. Dua is another powerful tool. It is a direct way of speaking to Allah, asking for His help, guidance, and mercy. The beauty of dua is that there are no restrictions. You can make dua anytime, in any language, about anything. Even if your problem seems impossible, remember that Allah is the one who makes the impossible possible. Never stop making dua, because Allah hears you, even when you whisper, even when you say nothing but just cry. Sometimes, we make dua and feel like nothing is changing. We might wonder, why isn't Allah answering me? But we must understand that Allah always answers, just not always in the way we expect. He may answer immediately, He may delay it for a better time, or He may replace what we are asking for with something even greater. Trust that whatever He decides is best for you. 5. Control your anger. Anger is one of the most dangerous emotions. It can make you say things you don't mean, hurt the people you love, and lead you to regret later. When you are angry, your mind stops thinking clearly, and your heart becomes filled with negative emotions. If you don't learn to control your anger, it will control you. But as Muslims, we have been given the best guidance on how to remain calm and patient even in the most frustrating situations. Anyone can shout, argue, and become aggressive, but a true believer remains composed. No matter what happens, he does not let his emotions overpower his intellect. He pauses, takes a deep breath, and responds with wisdom instead of reacting with rage. One of the most effective ways to control anger is to remember that everything happens by the will of Allah. If someone insults you, if you face injustice, or if something goes wrong, remind yourself that this is a test from Allah. Your reaction in that moment will determine your patience and self-control. If you respond with anger, you fail the test. If you respond with calmness and wisdom, you pass. Allah commands us in the Quran, "The ones who spend, for Allah's sake, in prosperity and adversity, and those who control anger and forgive people. And Allah loves those who are good in their deeds." Controlling anger is not just good for our personal peace, but it also earns Allah's love. Imagine being among those whom Allah loves, just because you chose to remain calm instead of losing your temper. What greater reward could there be? Another powerful way to control anger is to remain silent. When you feel anger rising inside you, do not speak immediately. Your tongue can become your worst enemy if you allow it to speak in anger. Many relationships are destroyed, friendships are broken, and families are torn apart because of words said in anger. If you stay silent, you protect yourself from saying things you will later regret. If you truly want to train your mind to be calm in every situation, work on mastering your emotions, especially anger. Do not let small things disturb your peace. Do not allow negative people to control your mood. Be the kind of person who remains calm, wise, and patient even in the most difficult situations. This is the character of a true believer. 6. Avoid overthinking. One of the biggest reasons people feel anxious, stressed, and restless is overthinking. The mind keeps replaying past mistakes, worrying about the future, and creating problems that don't even exist. Overthinking is like a prison that traps you in your own thoughts. It makes small problems seem huge, steals your peace, and keeps you stuck in fear and doubt. But as a Muslim, you must learn to control your thoughts and trust Allah instead of overanalyzing every situation. Allah reminds us in the Quran and provides him with what he needs from where he does not even imagine. And whoever places his trust in Allah, he is sufficient for him. Surely Allah is to accomplish his purpose. Allah has set a measure for everything. Trusting Allah brings peace, while overthinking brings stress. Many times we worry about things that are out of our control. We ask ourselves, what if I fail? What if things don't go as planned? What if something bad happens? But we forget that everything is already written by Allah. No amount of overthinking can change his plan. So instead of wasting time worrying, learn to trust Allah's wisdom. Overthinking comes from fear. It is the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, the fear of making mistakes. But remember, no matter how much you think about something, you can never predict the future. The only thing you can do is focus on the present moment and do your best. Leave the rest to Allah. If something is meant for you, it will come to you at the right time. If something is not meant for you, no amount of worrying will change that. One of the best ways to stop overthinking is to keep your mind busy with good things. When your mind is empty, it becomes a home for unnecessary worries. But when you fill it with positivity, learning, and productivity, there is no space for overthinking. Instead of sitting and worrying, engage in zikr, remembrance of Allah. Read Quran, help others, and focus on your goals. A busy and productive mind does not have time to overthink. If you want to train your mind to be calm in every situation, let go of overthinking. Whenever you catch yourself worrying too much, pause, take a deep breath. Remind yourself that Allah is in control. Instead of wasting energy on things you cannot change, put your trust in Allah and move forward with confidence. Life becomes much easier when you stop overthinking and start trusting, praying, and living in the moment. The key is simple: be patient. Trust Allah's plan. Let go of overthinking. Control your emotions. Be grateful, and always turn to prayer. The more you practice these habits, the stronger your mind will become. And once you master this, no hardship, no insult, and no loss can shake you. You will walk through life with peace in your heart, knowing that Allah is always with you. May Allah grant you patience, wisdom, and inner peace. And may He make your heart strong enough to stay calm in every situation. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Your support helps spread beneficial knowledge to others.